This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Sunday, April the 25th, race number 9 at Santa Anita. It's the $100,000 Singletary Stakes for 3-year-olds going a mile on the turf. Before we get to the analysis, remember that the Kentucky Derby is right around the corner. Contender past performances available right now on DRF.com. Get your first look at the major contenders for the Kentucky Derby exclusively in our Kentucky Derby packages. Here's the field for the Singletary Stakes. You can download free formulator past performances for this event on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them and handicap along with us. And Mike, it's appropriate, we're filming this on April the 23rd, the Bard's birthday, that the morning line favorite for the Singletary is Petruccio, who of course is the male lead in...
What are you talking about right now? Are we talking about horse racing or
the Taming of the Shrew. Mike knows this. He just doesn't like to brag. Mike, Petruccio is the favorite and deservedly so.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I suppose this is a horse who has nothing more than a maiden win on the turf. I guess that makes him the morning line favorite in this race. It seems kind of wide open. Then I don't really see what this horse's edge is.
Well, I thought he ran well at Del Mar. As we take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector, he has really good tactical speed. He should be up close. I'm not sure he'll make the lead. I think he'll give that either to Sensemaker or Man Friday. But he ran well, I thought, in that Del Mar race on the turf where he was able to perch himself to the outside and he really sprinted on home. And since then, they ran him on dirt in the Los Al Futurity and in the El Camino Real Derby. Wasn't he just way up close to too fast of a pace?
Yeah, he did race close to a fast pace in that race. He was probably also in, just way too tough. So I don't think you want to be too hard on him. For that race, he was third in a grade 2 prior to that, where he just kind of finished third by default. He didn't really do any running in there. His 2 turf races are fine, Dan. I'm not going to be surprised when he takes a step forward and wins this race. I'm also not so sure I'd bet him as the favorite.
Sensemaker is the number 2. This horse has won 3 of 4 turf starts, including this performance on April the 4th, where he received a very sharp ride. They backed down the pace. The half mile in 49 seconds. Coastal Kid, who's also in this race, was returning off of a layoff. He rated off the pace, took a shot at Sensemaker, and Sensemaker rebuffed him. I do wonder if the horse on the outside, Coastal Kid, can improve and turn the tables at least on Sensemaker.
He might be able to do that, even if he just beats that horse. I don't know what it really means against this field, Dan, because that horse isn't the horse to beat in here. We'll see. I don't know. This horse, to me, has run fine in his turf races, but he hasn't done anything that makes me want to bet him against this field.
It's possible that the 3-Man Friday is dressed up just a little bit based on his most recent win. We'll watch it. He was dismissed at 8-1 in a maiden special at Santa Anita, and he also got away with a pretty easy early lead. But I like the acceleration he showed to open things up on the turn. He just holds sway. This by far was his career best buyer. He has to improve a little bit, but he's not catching the toughest field in the world.
Yeah, I agree. This is, in a lot of ways, this race right here was the first chance he really had to win a race. You can see he was getting a little desperate at the end there. But that was really the first chance he had to win on turf so far. His first turf start came against Earl's Rock, and he ran fine in there, but he's just no match for that horse. And then he faced a 2-5 favorite in his second turf start. So he found the right field last time, and he got the job done.
Sword Zero goes out for the potent team of Umberto Rispoli and John Sadler. This horse made his North American debut in the Baffle Stakes. And like many European runners, he just didn't break very well, and then he fell behind a reasonable pace. I think he just had way too much to do in the stretch, but he passed some horses, and he galloped out pretty well.
Yeah, it was the kind of race that almost looked a little bit like a prep for this horse, Dan. He didn't break at all. Joel Rosario showed no urgency on this horse all the way around to the top of the stretch. He just sat there, and he just let this horse run a little bit through the lane there. He never looked like he was going to win, but it also looked like it could have been a pretty useful effort for a horse who was actually pretty good in Europe last year. He faced some good fields over there. I know he always found one better, but, finally broke his maiden at the end of that campaign, and he did look like a horse who wanted to go longer.
Maybe stretching out's what the 5 Gator Shining has been waiting for. A grandson of Galileo out of a Giants Causeway mare has sprinted in all 5 starts, including this race last time out, and non-winners of one other then, and it was a very short field. He tried to rally from the back of the pack, but this is what I've seen from Gator Shining in his last 2 races, Mike. He just seems to have a very short burst, and then he flattens out a little bit. Maybe stretching out's what the doctor ordered.
It could be. I don't know how much I want to take closing sprinters stretching out, Dan. I'll give him a pass for this race. It was a short field. The winner was 1-5 and had to jump on him. I mean, he was just never going to win that race. And I actually like this horse a little bit. I think this horse actually has some talent. I just don't know if I want him stretching out.
And the runner-up from that last race returned to finish second on dirt, a useful Calbred in the Echo Eddie Stakes. He earned an 88 Buyer speed figure. We saw Coastal Kid last time out. It was his first race off the layoff. He conceded the lead to Sensemaker. Maybe he was just a little bit short. Second off the layoff, perhaps he'll allow someone else to do the dirty work. At 8-1, I think you can at least make a case that he's a value play.
I don't disagree with that. He should be a fair price in this race. He could easily improve enough to do better than he did last time, which obviously he's going to have to do.
Let's take a look at our top picks in the Singletary, a field of 6, but Petruccio will be the favorite. Other than that, maybe it's wide open, and we'll take some chances. You like Sword Zorro. I think he might have the most potent late kick of any horse in this race. I'm hoping Man Friday's last race indicates that he's finally figuring the game out.
It's certainly possible, Dan. I'm going to take Sword Zorro stretching out. I think what this horse really wants to do is go a little bit longer.
4-1-3-5 for Mike. 3-2-6-5 for me. And the Sunday race of the day, the Singletary. Good luck.